Hi guys, Mr. Fowler here. Today we're going to be looking at some important amendments that are part of our Constitution. The group of amendments we're looking at today are often referred to as the Civil War Amendments. So we're going to be looking at those and talking about why they are important and why you need to know about them. All right, so the first one is the 13th Amendment, passed in 1865, and this one's pretty clear cut. This one is what abolishes slavery in the United States. So it officially makes slavery illegal. This is sort of that final act at the end of the Civil War that really signified the end of the war with making slavery illegal. It also allows for Congress to have the power to enforce it through appropriate legislation. So it's really important to understand that. Next up is the 14th Amendment, passed in 1868. There's a lot that goes into this one, pretty important to understand. It's often referred to as the Rights of Citizens Amendment. It's broken up into 5 sections, but the first section is really the most important one, and this is the one where it defines citizenship. So it says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. So obviously this is direct correlation to all those freed slaves coming out of the Civil War. They are now granted citizenship of the United States. Other sections go into a little bit more detail, particularly talking about different methods of punishing or penalizing the Confederate states or former Confederate states for their actions in the Civil War. Section 2 talks about representation in Congress, designed to penalize Southern states if they didn't grant everybody the right to vote, all citizens the right to vote, then they would lose representation. It's not really implemented. And there's amendments later on in the Constitution that really take that into account. Penalty for engaging in insurrection for Section 3. Again, this was to keep former Confederate representatives out of the federal government. But by the end of the Reconstruction period, a lot of them were allowed back into public life. So it wasn't very effective there. Section 4 has to deal with the public debt. So the public debt incurred by the federal government during the Civil War was pretty large and could not be questioned by the South. However, the debts that the Confederacy were declared that they had were declared illegal. So this would be to prevent former slaveholders from being able to collect compensation for their losses, particularly in the form of, saying that they loss of slaves. They couldn't claim that and try to have the federal government pay them back for that. Section 5 is all about enforcement. So again, Congress is given the power to pass civil rights bills to guarantee this amendment. Next one we're going to look at, and this is the last of the Civil War amendments, this is the 15th Amendment, passed in 1870, and this one is really straightforward. And so the text goes, the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. So this guarantees the rights of voting to any citizen of the United States. So it doesn't matter what you look like, you are allowed to vote. So those are the 3 amendments, the 3 Civil War amendments of our Constitution. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to your teachers. Let us know. We're more than happy to help. All right, guys, appreciate it. We'll see you next time.